You're listening to Brandon Sports Talk, interviewing professional athletes and Paralympians and Olympians. And now for your professional athlete interview and your host, Brandon P. Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Hamel Tiger Cats CFL football player, Mason Bennett. How are you doing today?
Great. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in playing in professional football?
I mean, as early as I can remember, I've been playing football. It was, the only thing I did growing up. It was almost like walking for me. Like I kind of just went to football practice. I just went to football games. I just went to the gym. It was just a part of me. And I remember it had to be in kindergarten or grade one, you had to write down what you wanted to do later in life. And I put professional football player. So I think it's been kind of engraved in me since I was born. So it was just kind of something that was always with me.
What was that experience like going through college and playing college football for North Dakota?
It was awesome. I mean, like I said, I've always wanted to be a professional football player. And when I got my first D1 offer and then North Dakota offered me and I committed there, I was super excited. I remember my first game, I actually got a sack in my first game against Stony Brook. So that was pretty cool. But just running out there and hearing the fans, it was like no other thing I've ever felt. So it was kind of the start of this whole momentum thing that I got going on now.
How was that feeling like the first time you got to put on the North Dakota jersey and getting to represent them?
Yeah, like I said, like it was that first game was crazy. We were in Stony Brook in New Jersey, and I mean, I like playing away games more. I mean, hearing tens of thousands of people who, are cheering against you and want to see you do so bad, like that's unmatched like anything in the world. So, um, like I said, hearing those fans want to see me do so bad, and then me getting a sack and them just being deflated, it was amazing. And getting to represent the state of North Dakota was a great opportunity.
While at North Dakota, what were some of your biggest accomplishments?
I broke the school sack record, career sack record. I actually did that in my last game with North Dakota. Um, it was actually my defensive coordinator's record, so that was pretty cool. Um, that was great. And then my sophomore year, we made the playoffs for the first time in D1 history. So that was a big accomplishment for us as a team.
Coming out of North Dakota, what was it like getting into professional football and getting started?
I mean, it was an interesting year. I came out during COVID. So I just graduated the semester before COVID had started. And then with me training for my combine, it was right when COVID hit and things were shut down. So I had the privilege of having my pro day canceled, the combine canceled, and all rookie NFL camps canceled. So it was an interesting situation. All my interviews with pro teams were over Zoom, like what we're doing right now. And then even the draft process was over Zoom. So when I got drafted, it was all FaceTimes, obviously, and they didn't have an in-person thing like you normally see. So it was an interesting situation, but it was unique, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of it.
What was that feeling like for you getting drafted into the CFL and hearing your name get called to become a Hamilton Tiger Cat?
It was amazing. Like I said, it was during COVID. It was during a time that was very unique and at times very hard and challenging. So just finally being able to hear my name and knowing that all the hard work is paid off now, it was a great feeling.
For you, what was that moment like going first round, eighth pick to the Hamilton Tiger Cats?
I mean, it was awesome. I remember I wasn't sure when I was gonna get picked. I knew, or I hopefully knew it was gonna be in the first round, but you just never know at the end of the day, right? So I was expecting to go in the first round, and it was kind of funny. In the CFL, they do it differently. So you get a call after you've been drafted, not before, like the NFL does it. So I saw my name on the ticker first, and then I got the call from the GM, so and my head coach. So it was a pretty unique opportunity, and it was pretty exciting.
Of course, after getting that call and coming to Hamilton, what was that feeling like the first time you got to put on that professional football jersey?
It was pretty close to the feeling of that first Division One football game with me from North Dakota. It was a little bit more amplified, seeing my last name on the back of that jersey, and seeing the CFL crest in the middle of your chest, and it was obviously, as a Canadian, I grew up watching the CFL, so it was a unique opportunity and super exciting. It was actually my first game was in my hometown of Winnipeg, so playing in front of family and friends was a pretty unique opportunity for my first pro football game.
Of course, how was that feeling like playing in your hometown of Winnipeg against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
Yeah, like I said, it was super unique, and it was amazing to have the opportunity of my family and friends being there and cheering me on. Like I said before, when you're in the away games and there's 40,000 people cheering against you, um, as a rookie, sometimes it's nice to see some 90 jerseys in the stands and stuff like that. So it was great having my family and friends there.
What are some of your game day traditions and things that you do for the game day?
I've tried to switch it up, honestly. I don't think I have one specific tradition. In college, obviously, uh, I kind of we always had the same pregame meal. It was French toast, um, like chicken fried steak or whatever it's called, chicken fried steak, and pasta and meat sauce. So that's what we ate before every game. So for my 4.5 years of college, that was my pregame tradition. And then when I got to the pros, I kind of realized that maybe I need to start eating something more specific to my needs. Um, for some reason, I always like to either have gum or I brush my teeth right before I go out. I just like the feeling of, feeling fresh and like, I don't know what it is, but that I would say that's my new thing that I've been doing.
While playing at home, what is that atmosphere like playing in your home stadium in Hamilton?
It's pretty unique. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Hamilton, check out a football game, it's definitely top tier in the CFL. The fans are intense. They're awesome. They love you when you're up, but when you're losing, you definitely hear it as well. So I think Hamilton, like I said, it's pretty unique, and the fans are right behind you. It's not like the other stadiums where there's some distance, so you can hear every word that's being said in the stadium. When you make a big play, it's unmatched. So we got a great fans at the donut box.
Of course, in this previous season, what was that experience like getting to make it to the Grey Cup championship and getting to compete?
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, it would have been more amazing if we would have won it, but just getting there was a huge task that we had to kind of set at the beginning of the season. It was a unique season, obviously, with COVID still in the air as well. So I think I actually had surgery the next morning after the Grey Cup, so those last 48 hours were pretty tough on me. But just making it, I'd been injured for the last 3 weeks, and I was just cleared the week before the Grey Cup. So the fact that I was even playing it was a great opportunity.
Of course, what were some of your favorite memories and moments getting to play in that Grey Cup?
Just running out of the tunnel, like it was in Hamilton for one, which was a very unique opportunity. And hearing the fans like you've never heard them before, uh, it was it was crazy. We wore our all black uniforms, and everyone in the stands are wearing all black, and it was something I'll never forget.
For you as a CFL football player, what is it like getting to live out your CFL football professional football career dream?
It's awesome. I mean, being a professional athlete is, like I said, everything I ever dreamed of. Um, the work ethic and dedication, and the opportunity to go to work with your teammates every day is it's an unmatched occupation. Like getting to smash heads at 8 in the morning and then going to sitting meetings with the same guys for the next 2 hours and then going for lunch with them is like there's nothing else like it in the world, right? So it's something that it's honestly like an addiction to me. um and I love every opportunity. I love every moment of it.
What are some of the biggest similarities and differences between the CFL, NFL, and XFL?
Well, obviously the CFL and NFL, the field's different. We have more guys in the NFL. Field goal posts are at the front of the end zone in the CFL. But playing wise, the speed of the game is different in the CFL. I think obviously with having one less down, it's a lot more passing. So you're moving a lot more solid in the sideline, and then with the field already being a little bit bigger, you're really running a lot. So especially in my position, when teams are running tunnel screens and screen passes to running backs, you're really hustling out there. So I think that'd probably be the main difference. I'm not too familiar with the XFL rules, so but yeah, the CFL and NFL there's some similarities and some differences, but they're both unique in their own way.
What was that transition like for you from going from being a college football player and playing in American football versus coming to the CFL and coming to Hamilton?
I mean, it wasn't too challenging. I think like I said, the differences with the field size was one thing I noticed. My cardio and kind of the way I played the game had to change a little bit. Obviously, it's a little bit less playing the run in the CFL. But the 1 yard between the O line and D line in the CFL, that was a big noticeable change that I found, especially when you're just doing one-on-ones in practice or you're doing 12 on 12 or skellies. You notice it right away, and I had to really change the way I played defensive and taking that extra step or hitting my move an extra step earlier, something like that. So I think it took some time, but I played Canadian rules in high school, so I was familiar with it at least.
How is it like getting to play against some of the different CFL teams like Toronto Argonauts, Calgary, and Edmonton?
It's amazing. I mean, being able to travel to Canada, for my job and and get to play in different stadiums in different cities is awesome. I remember so the first time I went to Montreal and Hamilton and Toronto and Ottawa were all because I was playing football there. So, it gave me a unique opportunity to see Canada like I've never seen before. And then, the night before, we always go out and grab a dinner and, kind of just walk around and just hang out with the guys. And it's a great chance to, like I said, see the city and, hang out with your teammates and stuff. So the CFL is a really unique league and I'm really thankful for it.
For you as a player, what is that experience like getting to see the different cities in Canada after
Mhm.
playing those teams like Toronto?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, when we play Toronto, we usually we honestly just drive our cars there because it's only 40 minutes away. Um, but when you play in Ottawa or in the nation's capital, and your hotel is across from Parliament Hill, and it's I remember I think my rookie years when Justin Trudeau had just got reelected, so it was a pretty hectic scene around the city. So being able to then to go to play a football game was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, being able to travel Canada from coast to coast is a really unique opportunity. So it's been great.
Who are some of the players that you look up to in the CFL?
In the CFL, guys like you're about to interview Ted Laurent, an all-decade team member, like guy's a legend. Being able to practice with him, and he always sits beside me in meetings, and always giving me a extra nudge and stuff, and you know telling me to look up for this and look up for that. It's been really fun hanging out with guys like that, and guys like Dylan Wynn, just an absolute menace on the field, and great guy overall. So my D line room has been pretty fun in the last 2 years. We've had great guys coming in and out. Lorenzo Malden, played in the NFL for a bit, great talent. He was fun to be a teammate with, and yeah, we've had great guys coming in and out. So I'm really thankful for those guys.
As a CFL player, what is that experience like, as you said, getting to play with those players that have been in the NFL and has that experience in the NFL?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, when you play with guys that come from all over, they bring, maybe this move they learn in college or that move they learn in college, and when you're able to apply it and learn things from different guys that have the same goal at head is, it's like I said, it's a unique opportunity. So those guys that come from the NFL or come from Canadian universities or come from D1 or D2 or NAIA schools, it's great that we all get to teach each other different things and learn from each other.
What is it like getting to play with some of your teammates from Hamilton Tiger Cats, like Jarrett, like Terry Goodwin, and like Duke
Mm.
Williams?
Yeah, those guys are beasts, man. Like Terry, hilarious guy, and when he's on the field, like just an animal. Like if the ball's thrown to him, he's catching it. And then, Duke, big body receiver, like I said, the ball's thrown to him, he's catching it. So, hanging around those guys, like Terry played in the NFL for a while, Duke's been in the CFL for a while. It's great to learn from those guys.
Who are some of the most influential people in your career that have shaped you into the football player you are today?
I mean, probably a list of 1,000 people, but my defensive coordinator in college, Eric Schmidt, he's the D-line coach at the University of Washington right now, and just got promoted to the DC at San Diego State. He was really influential in how I watch tape and to notice the little things and focus on the little things, and then everything comes to hand and my work ethic and stuff like that. But growing up, there was a DN for the Chicago Bears named Israel Adonijah who was from Winnipeg. So I think seeing someone who was born where I'm from and then seeing them in the pros, I think really motivated me to make it here today.
Who, what is it like getting to meet your fans and having them ask for your autographs and photos with you?
It's unmatched. People always say, sign every autograph you can now because one day no one's gonna ask for it. And it's like I said, it's a really unmatched, unique opportunity when someone spends their hard-earned money to buy a jersey with your name on it, and then you sign it for them, and it just makes their day. I actually sent some game worn gloves to some fans for Christmas, and seeing their responses was just amazing. So, it's a great opportunity for as a pro athlete.
For you as a player, what is it like getting to see those fans getting to represent you and having your jersey and having your name on the back of it?
At first it was like a surreal moment. Seeing, in college you couldn't really purchase our jerseys. So when I came to Hamilton, that was the first time that somebody wore my jersey with my name on it. Um, and I remember it was Labor Day, so like game 5 or 6 my rookie year, and I got my first sack, which is Labor Day is like the craziest game in Hamilton of the year besides the Grey Cup. And I got a sack, and somebody was wearing a Natty jersey, and I thought it was just like the coolest moment ever. It was Labor Day. I got my first sack, and I saw someone wearing my jersey. It was like the perfect day ever. So, it was a pretty cool opportunity.
What are some of your favorite memories or moments so far in your career?
Well, we can start with that first sack. That first sack, like I said, was awesome. Labor Day, you gotta check out some highlights from Labor Day in the past. It's pretty cool opportunity. So, it's always against Toronto, which is our rivals. They come to Hamilton. It's a Monday afternoon game, so no one's working. Obviously, it's Labor Day, and the stadium's sold out. People are cheering as loud as they can, and when I got that sack, and I remember I didn't even know what I was doing. I just yelled and I was flexing, and I looked up, and everyone's cheering and stuff. It was a pretty cool opportunity. So that was probably my favorite moment. And then obviously making the Grey Cup as a rookie too was a pretty awesome opportunity. So hopefully there's more to come, a lot more sacks and a lot more Grey Cup appearances. So we'll see what the next great moment will be.
What are some of your future plans in your career moving forward?
Well, I'm a free agent right now, so we'll see what happens next year. Like I said though, I not only do I want more Grey Cup appearances, I would definitely like a few Grey Cup rings. Um, Fun fact, I've been playing football since I was 7, and I have never won the overall championship of any league I've played in. I've won a couple of conference championships, but never the big one, right? So still chasing that big dream of winning it all and, ending on a good note and on a high note. So that will have to be the biggest overall moment I'm looking for in my football career.
What advice would you give those future NCAA players out there that are looking to play in college football?
I mean, I can give you a list of 100 things, but I would probably say, just work on what you're good at and work even harder on what you're bad at. Just put your head down, just grind. The school part, I know it sucks, but you go to class, get your degree, and then everything works out by itself after. But if you just work hard at anything, hard work will always pay off. So just put your head down and grind.
What advice would you give those college football players out there looking to go play in the professional football, whether it's the NFL, CFL, or even XFL?
Just know that, these scouts look at more than just your on the field game. They look at your social media now. They look at how you talk to people. They look at how you do in interviews. The critique they do for you is it's really, really deep now. So just if you have to try to be a good person, then you're probably not going to make it far. But just be who you are, be genuine, and just be kind off the field. And obviously on the field, you gotta make your plays, right? So handle on the field and handle off the field, and you'll be all right.
What advice would you give those future CFL football players out there looking to get started in the CFL football?
Probably just work, like just in the off season. Our off season is pretty long compared to college football, so you have lots of time to go to the gym, go for a run. But you gotta take the time to recover after the season. You gotta take the time to get your body back to 100% so you can start working out and start running for next season. So I think it would just be to know your body, know who you are, and you don't compare yourself to anybody else. And if this person is doing that and that's not probably good for you, then you don't need to do that. Just do what you think is best for you, and you'll be all right.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
I'm on everything. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm on YouTube now. It's all Mason Bennett 55, and Instagram is Mason, or no, Twitter is Mason Bennett 97. Instagram is Mason Bennett 55.
Thank you again, Mason Bennett, for your interview.
Mhm.
Best of luck in your future, wherever it may hold you, whether it's in Hamilton or in another CFL team.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Mason Bennett, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Appreciate it. Thanks again.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.